Another episode here, Baseline to Baseline. I got a real special guest with me today in the class of 2025, hailing out of the Philly area, coming from the Georgia School, a guy with some big time offers, from schools like Penn State, Xavier, St. John's, UTEP, St. Joe's, just to name a few. So before we hop into it, I'm gonna allow him to introduce himself and let you guys know where he's coming from and who we talking to.
Appreciate you having me on, bro. My name is Bevilacqua. I'm a 6'10" forward, class of 25 out of the Georgia School. I'm originally from South Jersey, but yeah, appreciate you.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Luke, for coming on. I know, you be having a real busy schedule with, the season here now and you guys being in practice, but how's everything going on your end?
It's going great. We got a real young group. We graduated a lot of seniors last year, but I'm excited. Our first game's on Wednesday, so 2 days we play Perk. But yeah, I'm real excited for it. So
Okay. So now, since the season is here, I'm sure the preseason process has been, I won't say grueling, but I know how that process can go. And like
mhm.
I said, with you guys having a pretty much a new team, how do you feel going into the season with, like you said, the first game being on Wednesday against Perk, who has some good players?
You saying how do I feel about it?
Yeah, like how you feel coming into the game, like you feel like you guys ready?
I feel like we're definitely ready. We've had, ups and downs, especially having that young group, being disciplined and whatnot. But I feel like the past, few weeks or so, past, especially the last few practices, we've really been dialed in and just attention to detail and transitions are two things, Coach Ben preaches at the Georgia School. And I think that's one thing like the young guys really took on, and especially me, is like try to enforce, trying to be that role model, just lead by example. Is everything is like back to back to back. We're not walking around, we're not joking around. Like we here, we getting it in. It's not long. Let's put everything into it and let's be focused.
Okay. So I'm glad you did say that because I do want to touch on that. Definitely with, like you said, just everything changing this season. You obviously are taking on a larger role this year than you had last year. So we definitely gonna get into that. But before we do, I definitely kind of want to rewind a little bit. Before we get too deep into the season stuff. The season kind of just started, the summer just ended. Um,
Mhm.
you really were like one of the biggest stock risers over the summer with your play. You did play on both circuits, right? You played with Philly Pride
Mhm.
and then you went to Scholars and played with Jersey Scholars too.
Yeah.
So just talk about like how you felt about, this summer and what do you think you did to make you such a high stock riser this summer?
Honestly, I think it was just, kind of turning it. I'm trying to turn that corner, right? Like I just depended on everything that I put into it and all the work that's, been behind it, the unseen hours we call them, right? So I think just depending on that and trusting myself, and I had some great teammates put me in some amazing positions. So I just think just working and being on that, them circuits and having the exposure and the platform there for me just to go out and play basketball the way I know how to play basketball. It was just a blessing.
Okay. So,
Mhm.
what about, did you attend any camps this summer besides Hoop Group's invite only camp? I know you had a pretty good showing up there. Did you attend
Yeah.
camps this year?
No, I definitely did. I'm trying to think though. Hold on. Um,
Yeah.
my fault. I feel bad. I'm kind of blanking right now. I did. I definitely did the hoop group one.
Uh-huh.
I did
Mhm.
made hoops. I did hoop group. Um,
Yes, I was there for that one.
yeah, made hoops was fun. That was a really good
Yeah,
camp. I did Mar Marquise hoops. Yeah,
the Marquise as well.
yeah, yeah. I did that one.
Okay.
That's just a few of them. Yeah.
Okay, so how you feel about Hoop Group's invite only camp? I wasn't at that one, but I did get to see you play at the May Hoops one to kind of conclude the summer. But how do you feel about, that Hoop Group one as far as like your performance and some of the players that you saw?
I feel like it was really good. Definitely the made hoops, had a lot of some of the some of the top talent in the country with like who was there? Will Riley,
You
uh
had
oh gosh, who's the kid from St. Benedict's? I'm blanking on his name right now. But
Dylan Mingo.
yeah, him, he was there too.
Yeah.
Um But
I
nah, I mean, Maine Hoops had a lot of really good talent, so making that All-Star game and just playing in that was a lot of fun. I knew a lot of the guys too, so it was cool just to kind of hoop with my guys. Um, and then at the hoop group camp, same thing. It was just a lot of fun, just like work on my craft, just have fun playing basketball. And Marquise was fun too. Yeah, that whole because Marquise was a little bit different. He wasn't playing for an All-Star game. He was playing to win like a championship. So it was like a lot of the guys just you could see like who really wanted it, who competed, and who just like were kind of there just to be at the camp. So
yeah.
I always like to compete. I like to get after it. So that was a lot of fun for me. I like the way they set that up.
Okay. Okay. So, talking about your experience with grassroots this summer, during your time, playing with Philly Pride and the Under Armour circuit, you were a top five rebounder in the circuit. So I do want to talk about, your experiences playing with Philly Pride on the Under Armour circuit. What was that like?
It was great. It was great to play up. I played up when I was 15U with the 17s in Philly Pride, and I did it. I got a chance to do it again this year. It was great. Honestly, I love those guys. I like the coaching. We fell short when it kind of came to the UA finals. We got a little bit of a slump as a team and couldn't really get over that hump. It was 5-point games, and then it was like, all right, fourth quarter, we kind of dropped and kept dropping. But to be in that atmosphere and that physicality level with, some of the guys, it was just great. I think it was a great preparation for me. It was nice to be there.
Okay, okay. So then let's talk about, detail what it was like playing on the EYBL with, Jersey Scholars. I'm sure it was a difference there.
Yeah, definitely. Especially I could tell like the guard play too is like a lot faster on URBL. That's what I kind of like though because I can adjust quicker. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't always have to, slow it down when it's set and whatnot. We can get it and go, and that's what I kind of like because like if I get a rebound, I can go push. Like not saying I couldn't do that under Armour circuit whatnot, but I'm just saying like I liked playing at a faster pace. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like I liked playing that kind of up and down, more athletic type of style. So I definitely like that with the Jersey Scholars. Yeah.
Yeah, I can kind of see what you're saying. Like the athletes in the two circuits are a little bit different. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's
hmm
definitely pace is probably definitely something that's been a difference on the two circuits as far as probably would you say like physicality as well?
Um, I would say physicality wise, I feel like both 17U like level of the circuits are pretty evenly matched.
Mhm.
But always playing Under Armour, I've always found like bigger guys with like more traditional
Mhm.
forwards and fives instead. And then when I go over to Under Armour, I mean EYBL, it's more of like, all right, you a stretch big, you can do everything. Like this
Yeah.
is you got to be able to do everything. That's what kind of like what I like because that's how I like to play. I like to like do a little bit of everything. So.
Mhm. Okay, okay. So, what would you say, you know, how do I put it? What would you say is like the biggest um thing that you have to change as far as when you're playing with grassroots and like
Mhm.
teams are honestly, a lot better because it's more so the best players in your area. So more so like just one school. So what would you say like, you have to adjust your game when you're playing with George School compared to like when you're playing on the circuit?
An adjustment, I would say I like to lead in both areas, just kind of keep that example, like I said. But an adjustment I would say would just be kind of get grimier. Like at George School, I definitely like you still got to pursue those rebounds, get grimier, but it's more of like I know like a lot more plays are like designed to get me the ball in
Right.
positions where I'm like able to be successful, right? And then grassroots like EYBL, the same thing. It's just, there's plays designed for you, but it's like all right, but we also got 4-star guard here, a good wing here, whatever, whatever. So it's like we need plays to get them involved just the same as you. So it's like, all right, I need 10 more points. All right, let me get these 5 rebounds. Let me go block shoot. Like it's like I'm
Okay.
able to focus on doing
Okay.
more
So you can
than
find
just
different ways to impact the game than just,
impact winning. Yeah.
yeah, okay, okay. That's a great
But
answer.
I but that's one thing like I learned from there to honestly carry over to George School because it's not all about scoring and getting the ball. It's just about winning. Like
Right.
that's the most important thing to me is winning.
Right, right. Okay, that's a great
Mhm.
answer. Look, I like that. I like that. So, this next segment, I want to tap in just a little bit into your recruitment, just because you just took an official visit to Harvard, and
Mhm.
that's a big deal. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta
Mhm.
gotta talk about that a little bit. So, yeah, you just came off the visit, official visit to Harvard.
Mhm.
Talk about that a little bit. How was that?
That was amazing. I loved coaching staff was great, people were great, you know, hospitality was amazing. Campus was beautiful. I didn't expect it to be the way it was. Like it was in the city, but it was like green. It was like grass in the city. It was kind of nice. It was like its own little area in Boston, so it was cool, yeah. But you know, I did really like Coach Amaker and Coach Mathis. I loved the whole coaching staff. It was nice to be in that environment, you know, get a chance to watch practice. Actually, when I was there too, I think they were playing. I want to say it was Northeastern. Yeah, I think they was playing Northeastern like the next day, and they had like they was having iffy practice, and I got a chance to see Coach Amaker, you know, really get into them and get under those guys and like keep it real with them rather than just recruit to here, you know, let me just coach. You know, it was real. Like I got to see him in his genuine form, so I thought that was really good, being able to see both sides of him. You know.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's definitely amazing. So obviously, you took the official visit. So you're taking, Harvard pretty serious.
Hmm.
What is it about Harvard? Obviously, it's Harvard, so off the court we know like, that's a prominent school. So of course anybody would want to
Hmm.
go there and have a degree. But what is it about their basketball program that has, intrigued you so far?
Really, just I like watching their practice. I like the way they want to their intention to how they want to use their forwards, and I really do like their point guard.
Malik?
He's yeah, Malik. He's turning it up right now. But
Right now.
he had like 27 versus Indiana, I think,
Yeah.
27 and something. Yeah, he thought to step back. He stepped back for like I thought he twisted his ankle and he still got up to make the shot. It was
I know what
crazy.
play you talking about because he jumped kind of
Yeah.
weird and he still made that jump. I was like, wow, like that's crazy. Like he just been in us
Wow.
for real. Like he just been.
Yeah.
But
And I know and I know him. He played with Takeover, so I could see like, you know, I got a chance to talk to him a little bit like why he chose Harvard over, you know, some other schools. So it was good conversations, honestly. I like the people most definitely.
okay, okay. So
Yeah.
with that being said, you picked up some pretty high interest from some new schools as a recent.
Hmm.
Um, Schools like, Virginia, VTech, Clemson, Ohio State, schools like that. Could you
Hmm.
talk about like a little bit more about who's been kind of hitting you up as of late? And like, what their relationships kind of been like?
Yeah, definitely. Virginia's been hitting me up a lot, just kind of, you know, checking in, wants to come by, you know, watch me play at George more throughout the season. You know, that building that relationship's been good. Same thing with Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech's actually been in the gym a lot. Two coaches come to see me during the open gym period. So that's been really good getting to know Coach JD and Coach Young. Um, as well as Clemson. Clemson's director of recruiting. He's been really recruiting me, Coach Luke. Hard. You know, I hear from him honestly like every other week, if not more. So it's been good getting to know them, and he's like you know sent me some clips to watch their style and whatnot. Got to see the games online, of course. So no, it's just been really good. You know, getting to know some of these coaches and like figuring out you know okay where would I maybe fit.
Okay, so I know probably UVA been throwing that C Bliss, that C at you. I know it's been coming. I'm sure they
Uh,
probably talk to your boy about, some of that Virginia life and what's that's going on and what's that like. But I definitely, that's somewhere I could definitely see you fitting in as a player at Virginia. So what about, some schools that have been reaching out beforehand, like that you've been either had offers from or have been showing interest for a while now that have been like still consistent with you?
I would definitely say Xavier.
Mhm.
Xavier's definitely been consistent. I'm trying to, I'm not sure right now. Xavier, Penn State. Jeez, I couldn't get the name out of my mouth. But Penn State's definitely been consistent. I took an unofficial there not too long ago. That was a really good visit. I love the coaching staff there as well. I like his style and how he really got into his guys in practice. So Penn State, Xavier, Iowa's been decently consistent.
Yeah.
And just name a few, St. Joe's University, of course.
Okay, okay. So throughout your process, obviously winning is very important to you.
Mhm.
That's probably first and foremost. But what are some things that you're looking for in a program, like, that you feel like will make you feel comfortable?
I would definitely say just like a sense of, that genuine feeling. Like I just gotta feel real to me, not just like you trying to show me whatever to recruit me. But when I'm time to look at it, I want a coach that can coach me, that can coach me hard, that can push me, someone that like could really know me, to get me to that level. Because that like, I feel like that's what really gets me there. If you know me or whatnot. So definitely just someone who who's gonna coach me hard and push me. And somewhere where I'm just gonna fit offensively, defensively, where I'm just gonna get better, I'm gonna develop, and we can create something of like a family culture and that winning culture. If it's not, of course, if it's already gonna be there, but something I can come and contribute to right away.
Okay, okay. So yeah, that sounds like it's pretty well rounded as far as like, things that you looking for. And I hope that throughout your process you really, take your time and do your due diligence, and I hope it all works out for you. Um
Thank you.
but with that being said, this next segment, I do want to touch back on the conversation and how we started the interview with the this upcoming season coming into George School. So yeah, man, you had a pretty good season last year. All state honors, first team all league honors. With that, being the case last year, where do you feel like you need to improve and look to expand on what you did last year as a player?
Um, as a player, definitely, I feel like just being more efficient. I want to be more efficient this year. You know what I'm saying? Just can I do what I do at a higher clip, and also cut down on what could negatively affect our team. So definitely, I say being more efficient. Being able to guard 1 through 5, definitely. I feel like I'm on the glimpse of like starting to guard guards a little better. But I want to be able to definitely do that by the end of the season. Um, but as a team, I feel like we just kind of like more so we just kind of fell short a little bit at state chip. I feel like that's definitely the goal. Losing to Perkiomen on a technicality if we had a timeout or not, and all that confusion just really hit me home. So definitely in my fouls. So it was kind of unfortunate situation. I was in foul trouble early. Got that timeout. Was it like did we have one or not? And that whole situation left a bad taste in my mouth. So we trying to get right back on that stage and prove we can win one.
Okay. Okay. So, with you having a larger role this season, um,
Hmm.
how do you feel like you prepare for it mentally? Like, because obviously it's gonna be nights where, pretty much every night you the focal point for the opposing team's defenses. So like different
Hmm.
just gonna get thrown at you. I'm sure the leadership style might be a little different. So yeah, just talk to me about that. Like mentally, like how do you feel like, you're prepared for that?
Honestly, I think it was the best thing that could have happened to me because I know I had to come into the season and focus, but really it became a sense of responsibility of like, all right, well, if you doing this and you slacking off, then how everyone else gonna look at you if you're supposed to be, you feel me? If you're supposed to be the leader, you're supposed to be someone to look up to. Like if not getting shots up before and after practice, then everyone else can just, oh, you didn't do it. You feel me? So I feel like that sense of responsibility and holding me accountable is pushing me by my teammates. I say adjusting mentally. I knew that and I felt that like the dependence kind of feeling, and I just I took it. I'm like, all right, this is how it's gonna be. I'm gonna take it, and we're gonna grow together. We're gonna thrive together as a team. Gotta just take the punches and adjust.
Okay, so with you saying that, I do want to ask you like what do you feel like your leadership style is with this group? Like is it kind of like see you laugh? I feel like that's a good question. Like, you know what I'm
That
saying?
is
So
a good
get
question.
into that, detail that a little bit. What's your leadership
Yeah.
style?
I'm definitely hard on them. I say like I don't try to be, obsessive with it, but for me when it comes to basketball, I am obsessive. So I always yeah, so I feel like I'm hard on them, but I'm also like I'm a teammate at the end of the day. So like I'm hard on them when we need to be serious and something's coming up and we need to get this right. But at the same time, like I know, all right, practice over, let's chill. Like we still guys at the end of the day. But you feel me? I'm talking junk when we scrimmaging. I'm gonna push you around. If you ain't banging that day, I'm gonna let you know. Like you didn't bring it today. So uh,
Facts. So okay, so I peep you and Tyler seem to be like real locked in. It seems like that's your young boy for real.
yeah, that's my guy.
What what would you say are the differences of, having Christian run the show last year kinda as the lead guard and opposed to, Tyler coming in, he young, he energetic, like, you know what I'm saying, flashy, like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, so what do you feel like, what are the differences between that? Like,
I would say Tyler's gonna be huge for us, coming in, 15 years old, he's athletic, he can move, he's a willing passer, which I think is better than even just being a good passer because even though like he's young, so of course, development, but he's willing, if he can see you, he's gonna get the ball. He's not a selfish point guard. So that's what I think is great about him. He can score at a high clip, but he can also share the ball very well. From a difference perspective, I would say Christian was more of a how do I say this? Christian was the one who had us doing yogas on Friday. Like he was very zen, peaceful. You feel
okay,
me? Just let's take our breath and let's lock in,
okay,
and I'm gonna control this. Right? Tyler's
spiritual,
young, so I feel like yeah, he was very spiritual. You feel me? And honestly, that helped me in my own practice. Get calm before games, lock in, be in the right headspace. So I think Christian was a big role in like helping me prepare for what I need to tackle this year. But Tyler is definitely, like you said, he's young, he's energetic, he's gonna come in and he's always gonna play his butt off, you feel me? So I think that's like Christian did the same thing. So I'm not saying that's a difference, but Tyler's energy is just something like he's picking guys up full court every single game. Like I don't think this kid gets tired. And that's just
okay,
one thing I could props to him. Like he never gets tired. It's
right.
insane.
He
His
loves
energy is
to
insane.
run, play fast, like, he
Yeah,
stopped, you feel me, get on that rim a little bit. So um,
yeah.
I'm sure he waiting to bring that out. So
Yeah.
you know how I get. So, all right. So, heading into the season, like you said, you guys got a big matchup Wednesday against Perk.
Mhm.
Obviously, some history there too. Um, is there any other matchups that you kind of got circled on your calendar for this year? Like, all right, like, yeah, I've been waiting on them. Like, they gotta
Um,
be. Like, what's going on with that?
I would, yeah, definitely. Of course, the home opener. We always got our West Ham matchup, so there's always that. Penn Charter, of
Mhm.
course. What's Jamal Murray's Muhammad alma mater.
Um, uh,
Orangeville.
yes, yes.
Yeah, we're playing them in that event. So I'm looking forward. Playing better and better teams. But I think anything circled on my calendar is just I feel like all right, this is a good team. Let's rock. Like I'm ready. Let's go. So I just not taking anything away from anyone else, but I'm just like I'm excited. You feel me? Great competition. I know. Okay, they got some guys. Let's play. Like
Okay.
that competitive spirit.
For sure, how
Mm,
they say, iron always sharpen iron. So, of
like,
course, like, you want to be the best, gotta be the best, play against the best. Um,
exactly.
okay, so my last, segment I do want to touch on. I do kind of want to get your background, like just as a basketball player, like, like, because obviously you had to start somewhere. Like all this where we at now, you feel me? It just wasn't like this from day one. So, I kind
Yeah.
of want to know like your origin story, your background. Who so for the first question, I want to know like who really inspired you? Like who put the battery in your back to be like, all right, like I feel like I want to pick up a ball. Like,
Well, so so I'm gonna tell you this way back. So like fifth grade, I want to say fifth grade, fourth grade is when I started playing basketball because I started watching Embiid and like what he was doing on TV, and I was like, I want to be like that. I was like, I'm big already. Like I was big as a fifth grader. I think I was like, I said maybe fifth grade. I'm not sure, but like sixth grade, I found Coach Mark Jackson out of Philly. He really inspired me. He kind of took me in his program with Team Jacko, and I became really close with his son Sharif, Sammy, and Shane. And from like sixth to eighth grade, we really just trained and we just worked and worked. And I remember my first shot. I came into his gym, a nervous little kid, and my first shot was like over the backboard. And then by the end, by the end of sixth grade, it was like I was dunking. So I was like 6'5". So it was incredible to for him to just. He was the first person I felt really believe in me and invest that time. So for him to do that, just kind of, he was an inspiration in me, and that's what kind of carries on.
okay, okay. So
Mm.
that's kind of where that early love stemmed from is just watching Embiid and then like getting in the gym and really working. So all right, so you say you
Mhm.
was training from like you started training at sixth grade, right?
Yeah, I think it was like end of fifth, beginning of sixth grade is when I met Coach Mark and kind of like went to his camp. So yeah,
Okay, you
around
said
then.
at the end of that summer you started dunking.
Yeah, like end of sixth grade, I started dunking. I was
Okay,
like six
so
five too.
around like end of sixth grade, early seventh grade, is that when you kind of started to realize like, all right, I have potential with this. Like I really, really am taking it super serious now, or what was that?
I think yeah, honestly, yeah, I think like, and this is good, that seventh grade year, like mid to end of seventh grade, I was like, yeah, I really love this. Like, I'm just working. Like, to me, it was just fun. So, like, I was just playing ball. And, like, it didn't matter the hours or how long we trained. I was just having fun trying to learn. But when it came down to it, I like looked back and I was like, yo, I was really working. Like, I'm really like loving this. And I think that's where it kind of took off. Cause I remember it was our home, I think it was a home opener of like my public school in eighth grade. Like, I caught the ball, like the elbow, did some spin move. Like, I went up with like a two-hand dunk, and I was like, "Oh shoot, I ain't never do that before." And it was
You
just in
had that.
game, and I was like, I was like, "Whoa!" And then that's like, I think after that game, I was like, "Yo, this could be fun."
Okay. Okay. So, what about, your early grassroots and early playing experiences? Like I know you did kind of say mention that you played with Team Jacko early.
Hmm
Um, what about, your first AAU experiences and growing up in the grassroots? Like what is it, what was that like for you?
It was definitely a lot of fun. If I could just put one word to it, just develop it. You know, kind of that end of eighth grade, ninth grade year. That was like the whole COVID situation, so that kind of like got taken from us in a sense.
Mhm.
Um, but I did start off with team final when I was like 14, like that. But I was playing 15 to 14, and then that was like Rob Wright, Moses Hips, Thomas Soyber, all those guys. And then and then after that it was after final I went to Philly Pride and that's when at 15U, they kind of let me spread my wings a little bit. I got my confidence back. I was, feel me, getting more in my bed, like really learning myself and developing and getting my confidence up. And then at the end of that summer, 15s, I went to play 17 with Philly Pride. And that's when it kind of started the whole thing.
Okay. Okay. So what kind of like you did mention Embiid, but what players also
Mhm.
like kind of inspire you like as far as like nitpicking from their game? Cause you definitely you kind of play like Embiid, kind of like, with the being able to shoot and the soft touch, the footwork, you know what I'm saying? Like being able to push
Thank you.
pace. But like where did you like where do you model your game after? Like is there a little Dirk in there too? Like you feel me? Like
Um, no, I definitely love Dirk, but I feel like growing up, I started watching Embiid, but then I really branched off to Giannis and KD. Like those were my guys. I was like, oh, they my height and they can feel me guard 1 through 5, play the wing, play the dunker spot, like in the post, mid post, high post. I'd say them, Giannis and KD, more leaning towards like KD, with his ability to be shifty and that pull up, which is deadly. And them, and then I really studied Kobe though, like to get moves down pat and like fundamentals and just work ethic, mindset, everything. I studied Kobe really hard, and especially coming to George School with Coach Ben. Kobe kind of like he had a relationship with Kobe, so like growing up when he was younger, so like coming here even more so like you hear his name all the time in his teachings. At least to me, at least you hear his name a lot. So it's like I always kind of studied Kobe.
okay, okay, yeah, that's honestly those I ain't mad at those, like you know what I'm saying? Those some great guys. Like um okay, so you
Uh,
did mention Coach Ben. I did want to ask you, like, what is it about Coach Ben and George School that made you feel like, all right, like I'm comfortable here. I trust what's going on here to help me maximize my potential and ultimately help reach the next level.
mhm. Well, I definitely can't mention like my journey without Coach Julian Dunkley. He's one of my trainers, or my trainer. He's my trainer, and basically like when I was trying to settle down, like I was done. Like I didn't like the chaoticness of feel me. I like where I was kind of at, and then I was like I reached out to him kind of help. I was trained with him for like a few years at that time. I feel like maybe like a year or two, and then I reached out. I was like, Coach Dunn, like I like a home. I need a home, right? And I've always heard of George School from players like Kachi, Enze, who I met at final at one point. And I heard of the school, but then I got here and it was really like it felt like a family. Like it felt like it was everything I needed from the boarding school aspect to the academic aspect, even to the basketball aspect of them playing through their bigs and learning. And the guys they weren't like, dang, like he missed a layup, but dang, he dropped or dropped a pass or whatever. It was like, are you good? Because the next one, like they believed in me before I believed in myself. So over that summer, it was easy to come into that sophomore season being confident in myself. You feel me? So it felt like a real family aspect, a real loving aspect, and it was a perfect fit for me all around.
Okay, that's a great answer, honestly, Luke. So feel like let me see, like, all right. So you mentioned the boarding school aspect. Do
Mm-hmm.
you feel like that was something that kind of swayed your interest in the school more, just because it probably obviously limits distractions, and also like gets you
Mm-hmm.
probably used to being on a campus and having to get up and walk to class, all that, stuff, type stuff.
Yeah, definitely. It provided me with a sense of responsibility. Like your
Yeah.
parents ain't gonna wake you up. Well, our schedule a little bit different. Like especially mine, I have three workouts of the day, so I work out before class, during my free, and then I got practice. Um, but yeah, it was like it provided that sense of responsibility of like your parents are gonna get you up. You miss a class, there's gonna be repercussions, and it's on you. Like it's your responsibility. It provided that preparation for college that I knew I needed, and I knew George School was kind of too far from my home, so it was like, all right, you're gonna have to, step up.
Suck it out. You on your own.
Yeah, yeah,
That's amazing, look, honestly. So that really kind of concludes the interview. It was an amazing interview.
awesome.
Uh, we're gonna get into our last segment that I kind of explained to you earlier. It's just kind of like rapid fire questions, all personality though. It's all about Luke. It's nothing, really you gotta think about or nothing like that. So we just gonna hop right into it. My first question I got for you is your favorite basketball movie.
Favorite basketball movie?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say a new one. I'm gonna say Hustle.
Hustle. That's your
Yeah.
favorite basketball
Just
movie?
cause I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Cause my dad's an extra in the movie. You could see him in the
Okay,
crowd at one
okay,
point. So you feel me?
okay, tight, tight. Okay, that's like
Yeah.
I can respect that. That's valid. Then that's valid. All right. So what about your favorite pregame meal or your pregame ritual?
Oh, definitely pregame meal, pliables, the protein bowl, or the whatever it's called, the power bowl, I think it's called. Yeah,
Yeah,
that I get that like every pregame. I started that last year.
yeah.
But rituals, I would just say hour before I get like my skills, my shoot around, like what I'm gonna do in the game, and I go back, stretch, get changed in my uniform, team warm up, and then on the court team warm up, and then we right into it. Just I'm locked in like an hour or some change beforehand. So.
Okay, okay. So with that, what about who on your pregame playlist? Like who you bumping with for the game? Like
Uh, Definitely Meek. I gotta put some Meek in there. OT7 a little bit. Meek OT7, yeah. And then I'm gonna go Rod Wave. You gotta have some Rod Wave.
wait.
Yeah.
So all right,
Yeah.
so he's throwing him in there. So like, are you like I need to get like piped up before the game? Cause like Kwani and Meek gonna have you on some like
All
you
right.
know, like some murder kill, but like Rod
Yeah.
Wave gonna like mellow you down a little bit. So like
I feel like I'm a mix. Like you feel me? I need to be focused. So like
yeah, okay.
sometimes like if I'm like 5 minutes before, I'm like, all right, let's go, let's kill time. But like if I'm like hour before 30 minutes, I'm like on some Drake, on some Raw Wave. Let me just, you feel me, get my little,
Well, relax, get your mind right.
yeah,
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
yeah.
So what about your favorite hoop sneak?
Mm, definitely KD's the newest ones he just came out with, or Kyrie, I think it's sixes, right? Yeah, Kyrie sixes, like the one everyone kind of wear. I think it's
Yeah,
the Kyrie sixes.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so what about your favorite things to do outside of basketball? Like when you're not hooping,
the baseball.
what did that look?
Um, Definitely got put in Fortnite. So Fortnite, but I actually I like the buildings. Like I built a dining room table for my mom last year because we got a class here at George School called it's woodworking. So I built a dining room table for
Oh,
her at like Red Oak. So I like to build stuff. So yeah.
that's tough. That's tough. I'm not
Uh,
gonna lie, you could do something with that for real. I ain't gonna hold you.
it's
What else? You built anything else?
it's-
What else you built before? Like,
I'm about to She gonna find out anyway soon, but I'm about to build her a mantle like for our fireplace. Yeah, I like to build like furniture.
Okay.
So
Oh yeah, you going
yeah.
hard. You say you building a mantle. What what's what's your finals prediction? NBA finals prediction?
NBA Finals.
Yeah, it's early.
I'm gonna go. It is early. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Boston.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go Boston. I want to say Nuggets. I'm gonna say Nuggets. Yeah,
Nuggets Celtics.
Boston Nuggets.
Who
Yeah.
you got winning?
I want or I would like to see Jason Tatum win one, but I know if that's the matchup, the Nuggets are gonna win again. Just you,
Joker's too
you
much.
can't stop Joker. Like you just
And then
and he can't jump over a piece of paper. That's crazy.
bro, it's
Like,
crazy, bro. He killing you with all footwork and skill. And it's like
yeah,
how the team just play off of him too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
it's
it's crazy.
crazy.
Like it's crazy.
Like he a point guard, but he's 7 foot. Like he just you
Right.
go this way, boom, right there.
He already know what reads gonna be there, what help coverage is crazy. But
Yeah.
all right, so give me 5 players if you had to make an all high school team right now out of guys that you played against. Give me five.
Mm.
And you can't put yourself in it though.
Okay, all right. So it's all time five. Can I
Yeah.
put? I ain't played against them in high school, but like I either played against them in like, cause like Team Final, you feel me? There was like Jalen Duran, Derek Lively on that squad. I could put them in there. I
Yeah.
do. So I'm putting Derek as my center.
Okay.
I got Jalen as my forward.
Okay.
Um, let me get Rob Wright as my point guard.
Smart man.
Um, what was like, win. Let me get. I gotta go with Tyler as my two. Like, I feel like that'd be a good backcourt. Um, that'd be nasty actually. And let me get Boozer as my three.
Who's at the three? Sheesh.
I don't know if that'll work for real, but we'll
It'll work.
see.
It'll work, bro. It'll work. That's just OD. All right, 2 more questions. 3 people dead or alive that you'll have a sit down dinner with.
That I would have to sit down dinner with.
Yeah.
Let's say LeBron, just because like his mind, even on and off the court, like he's got a great business mind, but also he's like a phenomenal person, a basketball player, all that. So LeBron, um, I'll think about this. Let me go. Nah, let me just go KD. Let's go KD.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me one more. Give me one more.
One more.
Yeah.
All right, let me go. Let me go. What you call it? Um, Barry Allen from like the TV show Netflix. I wanna talk to him. That's like my favorite TV show when I was a kid. So I feel like that'd be fire.
Facts.
But yeah,
Facts.
I forget his name. I forget his real name, but like in the show, his name Barry Allen. You feel me? The
Yeah.
Flash.
Yeah. Okay. So last question for you, Luke. If it was one person you would recommend that you wanted them to, sit on and do an interview that got an interesting story, who would you recommend?
To do an interview.
Mhm.
Um. Oh, Tyler.
Tyler.
Yeah. Yeah.
He
I feel
probably
like
had
I
me on his job. He bidding on his job. All right, yeah, we gonna set it up with Tyler. I'm gonna tell him, yo, Luke called you out, bro. So we go ahead and lock in. But
got.
that's all I got for you though, Luke. I appreciate you, man, for like I said, taking out the time in your day after practice, class, all that. You feel me to hop on here and just do the interview.
Anytime.
Um,
Appreciate you for having me.
sure.